Hey YouTube, I went to Rausch Creek with Off-Road Consulting for their Blue Guider ride, and this is going to be a quick parking lot video, believe it or not. We hit 20 subscribers, awesome. Thank you for subscribing also. So this is just going to be a little rundown of the parking lot of Rausch Creek, and then the next video after it, and the subsequent videos will be more of like the trail rides. So anyway, some people have never been to Rausch Creek, they've never like gone out off-roading or whatever. So anyway, so you sign up for a ride with Off-Road Consulting, or you show up and meet with whichever group you're going to meet with. This is a big parking lot. You can see that there's a lot of Jeeps around, and most likely you won't know where to go. I just was pulled in and I saw somebody I actually knew. You may not know anybody when you first come here, and I just said, hey, where are these people at? Because I didn't really see the spot to go. And I drove somewhere, and then I asked them, like, hey, where do you go? And in the end, I actually parked where I was supposed to be without even getting, when I got out. And so anyway, if you don't know, you just park wherever, like right here, let's say. And then you walk up to the office, and I'm walking up to the office right now. The office is where this big wooden ramp is. And then you sign in. And then when you sign it up at the office, if you're going out with Off-Road Consulting, they'll tell you where to go. But if you're going out with somebody else, then you're going to call them on the phone and, or look for them, hopefully. So these are the Off-Road Consulting lines that we had set up. The right side, I believe, is a line that I'm in, which is a Blue Guider ride that I think we did mostly blues. I'm trying to remember if we did any blacks. We did not do any blacks. It was all blues this time. And then the left side was the turkey trot lines, and he had like 3 or 4 lines of Jeeps that were doing the greens, and then there was another set of another group that he had that was doing the training class. Now this pimped out Jeep here is actually the trail guide, and I was asking him some different questions about his rig because he's on 40-inch tires. I'm on 40-inch tires, and one of the big points that he brought up to me was that because he has 1-ton axles, the 1-ton axles, which is like where the pumpkin, the thing in the center that holds the wheels together, obviously if you're not like a 4-wheel drive person. Anyway, the 1-ton axles have a really kind of like low clearance in that like the differential is humongous. So because a pumpkin is so damn big, pretty much he kind of feels that you kind of have to have 40-inch tires to raise that pumpkin up to make it so it can still off-road. Where with me, I'm on the Dana 44, which has a much smaller pumpkin, and I have the nice 40-inch tires, so I probably have a lot more clearance than him, is my guess. So as you can see, I mean, this is the green line that I'm walking through, and there's all kinds of vehicles here. That was a pickup truck you just saw. People do take them out there. It's not just Jeeps. Pretty much if you have 4-wheel drive, you can go out. Specifically if you have like 4-low. So Rausch Creek, a lot of the trails at Rausch are much wider than the trails that you saw at AOA, and you'll get to see that in the videos that come, like tomorrow or the next day or whatever, when I get the other videos posted. But because the trails are much wider at Rausch Creek in general, they're not all like super wide, but there's a lot of trails that are much wider. But the Rausch Creek Park can accommodate bigger vehicles like pickup trucks. It would be significantly harder to try to get that same like type pickup truck through, say, like the Boy Scout Trail or Timber Town or the Pines or any of the other trails that you've seen where I've struggled to get through it with my Jeep, just because the trees are so close together and you make such sharp turns. So, one of the questions is like kind of like, what is everybody doing out here? Well, they're airing it down their tires first off, and everybody's waiting for everybody to get there. Some people are disconnecting their sway bars. That's the thing that prevents the wheels from going too far up and down on the front. Some people are removing their license plates like me. I always remove my front license plate because I've had too many times when I've hit something on the trail and it's actually removed it for me, so I'd rather just take it off and put it where I can go. Well, anyway, once everybody gets there, you basically just all kind of roll out together, and you can see this is more the parking lot. All these other Jeeps that you see around here are other groups, and I included some of this rolling out video just so you could see, a little more of the park. That's a RTI ramp in front of me, that kind of blue-looking ramp that's by itself. That allows you to kind of move your Jeep up to it, and you want to do this with somebody else. You don't want to do it by yourself. But anyway, so somebody watches you when you go up on it, and one of your wheels goes on that ramp, and it goes up in the air, and then basically you don't want to flip your Jeep over. That's the trick. And anyway, so you go up on it, and then when one of the rear tires starts to lift off the ground, like just like say a hair or two, you stop, and then you can measure the height, and you can figure out basically the articulation or how much that wheel can go up before you get tipsy. So that's what that single ramp by itself is for. So all these pickup trucks that you see here on the right, these are tow vehicles. People don't actually take those big, like half-ton trucks out normally. Occasionally you see, half-ton and one-ton trucks out there, but most of the time all those like 1-tons and half-tons that you see in the parking lot have trailers on them, and people are trailing in their Jeeps. So this is the entrance to Rausch, and we're going across the street to the other side. I think there's maybe an additional fee for you to go to this other side, but there's two sides of Rausch just like there is AOA. So anyway, thanks for subscribing, and shortly we'll get some trail footage up so you can see some of the different blues and stuff that we did at Rausch Creek with Off-Road Consulting. So thank you. Oh, and please like and subscribe.
Yeah, I'll let you know when we get across the road.